So today, I'm gonna talk about biological terrorism. I believe that we could all agree that we think that a nuclear war may be a really tragic catastrophe. But have you ever thought of a pandemic or a virus to be a candidate for being a plausible way of eliminating humans on the face of the earth? Biological warfare is far more dangerous and harmful than you might think. In a nuclear war, we may find or get a good and near perfect accuracy of the devastation it can produce, but in a pandemic, it is uncertain. I think we're all aware of what's happening to our world at the moment, right? There is a global pandemic that has drastically affected every aspect of our lives in how we live, how we work for money, and so much more. Now that we are experiencing the serious aftermath of this pandemic, well, technically it's not aftermath because we're still experiencing it right now, but we now realize how big of a threat it is when we play our hands with biotechnology and do not put enough care into handling this. What I'm trying to say is that bioterrorism is not just anywhere in the near future, but it's already possible and it's already been done. We still could not tell, until this time, whether this virus is really just a bad accident or incident, or it's really a biological weapon that is purposefully released to the world. What I'm trying to say is that we don't need to experience this kind of pandemic first before we really make any concrete action towards the funding and giving importance to the research and development sector of our countries and governments. So much for investing in nuclear technology and warfare weapons. We have lost the priority in our health departments and especially in research and development. We should allot and allow more time, funding, effort, and workforce when it comes to research and development because the plausibility of us being taken over by a pandemic has been happening already, and it is not impossible for another global pandemic to occur. So we must safeguard ourselves and have strong preventive measures and protocols in the future. Well, might as well now, right? It isn't bad to invest in military weapons, but we must also put into mind that there is this emerging threat of biological terrorism. Biological terrorism is a form of terrorism where there is the intentional release of biological agents such as bacteria, viruses, or other germs, which is also referred as germ warfare. To conclude everything and wrap everything, the threat of bioterrorism is radically different from other problems we are facing, such as conventional weapons like nuclear, chemical. You know what I mean, right? Just by its existence, the biological warfare hazard, with its close ties to naturally occurring infectious agents and disease, demands a different approach. In the context of infectious diseases, significant action toward this challenge relies on knowing it. We must have knowledge. Different investments and different partners are needed. Connections. The nation's preparedness efforts would be ineffective without this awareness, and we could miss crucial chances to deter such an assault from happening in the first place. If all countries or governments are going to do this, then the likelihood of bioterrorism would be prevented. And also to add, we must not forget that with every scientific advancement, we should consider every ethical issue it might come across. This talk and knowledge were to be broadcast to a vast number of people, then obviously more people would be educated about the possibility of bioterrorism and how it could be prevented. That's all for my TED Talk. This is Mr. Delis. Thank you. Ay, lumampas pa.